Do you ever feel like food is taking up way too much space in your brain? It's way more common than people realise, and people often call this concept food noise. And today we're going to break down why it happens, what's driving it, and what it's telling you about what your body and mind actually need. My name is Lara Zibarras and I am binge eating and body image coach, and I help women heal their relationship with food and their bodies. Now, everyone thinks about food, that's totally normal, but there's a difference between ordinary food thoughts and those like really intrusive thoughts that won't switch off no matter what you feel like you're doing. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your brain is doing this. So first of all, how do you tell the difference between normal biological physical hunger and food noise? When we look at true physical hunger, you'll find that it's something that gradually builds over time. So those thoughts may start to emerge over a period of time. It doesn't just hit you out of nowhere. With hunger, you will feel other sensations. You'll feel a growling stomach, maybe rumbling, low energy, maybe some difficulty focusing, maybe you feel a little bit irritable, that kind of classic hanger. You'll also find that most food sounds good to you. And then crucially, once you eat, you'll find that thoughts of food naturally go away. You stop thinking about food so much because you've eaten, because you've satisfied that hunger. Food noise, on the other hand, it feels intrusive. It's kind of persistent. There's these constant thoughts going around your brain, that like mental chatter. And the difference with biological hunger is that those thoughts continue even after you've eaten. Sometimes food noise feels really urgent and specific, so you may have a craving for a specific food. So it might be like, I need chocolate right now, or I need to eat this packet of crisps. It may be tied to how you're feeling, so you may find that food noise becomes louder when you're bored, or when you're angry or frustrated or stressed, or you've had a busy day at work. And then crucially, it doesn't go away after you've eaten, so you may find the food thoughts change a little bit. There may be guilt associated with what you just ate, or questioning, should I have eaten that? But you'll find that that mental chatter doesn't go away after you've eaten food. So key difference here is that true physical hunger often starts in the body. You'll feel those bodily sensations. Food noise is more of a brain thing, and it starts in the mind and doesn't necessarily go away even after you've eaten. So quick side note here, I have a free food noise quiz. You might find it really helpful for you to uncover some of the hidden reasons why food noise feels so loud. I've put a link in the description below for you. So I want to share 3 common reasons why food noise can get really loud. There are often reasons behind why that food noise gets particularly loud on certain days, or why it's particularly loud for you in this period of time. So the first reason is that if you are skipping meals or going for long periods of time without eating, that can really ramp up the food noise. There are actually 2 key pathways involved in food and eating. Just to get a little bit scientific on you, there's the homeostatic pathway, and this is a biological one. So when your body needs energy, so when you are truly physically hungry, this pathway sends hormonal signals that creates that hunger, and that's why you start to feel that sensation of hunger when you've gone for a period of time without eating. And when you feel hungry, you often have these food thoughts associated with that. Ooh, I fancy this, or let me go and make myself lunch. It's essentially your brain doing its job. You need fuel, so it's telling you to go and find some. Then there is something called the hedonic pathway, which is about pleasure. And this is triggered by the kind of rewarding aspects of eating. When that pathway is fired, it releases feel-good chemicals. And often that is when we eat high fat or high sugary types of food. And this is your brain's way of rewarding you for eating energy-dense foods. So when you skip meals or go for long periods of time without eating, both of these pathways come into action. Your body genuinely needs food, and your brain starts scanning for some more palatable options. And that's when those food thoughts can really multiply. So when you go for long periods of time without eating, those food thoughts really do become very intrusive because your body is wanting to eat, needing to eat from a lack of fuel perspective, but then it's also thinking about those more palatable options as well. The second reason why there may be an increase of food noise is if you are restricting what I like to call fun foods. If there are foods that are currently off limits for you, and that could be a physical restriction or a mental restriction, the brain tends to think about those foods more, not less, because you've placed them up on a pedestal. Psychologically, you just want to eat them more because you've told yourself you can't have them. And this is a really well documented psychological effect called the forbidden fruit effect. And it's literally that. When you tell yourself something's forbidden, you genuinely want to eat it more, because your brain searches for what's missing. So again, food noise gets very loud, and it will be particularly around those foods that you've told yourself are off limits. And the third reason you might be getting a lot of food noise is if you're eating very unbalanced meals. For example, if your meals are very low in fat or very low in carbohydrates, or that don't have any foods that you actually enjoy, so you end up leaving the meal not feeling particularly satisfied. You might feel sort of physically satisfied, full. Let's say you've had some protein and some vegetables, but mentally you're not feeling satisfied. So you don't have that kind of satisfaction factor of like, oh, that was a great meal. In order to stop feeling hungry and stop thinking about food, we need to have that sense of satiety, that sense of satisfaction, that kind of, ooh, that was good. If meals are joyless, they're repetitive, they feel a bit more like a chore, then you'll find that food noise continues even after you've eaten. It's also true that emotional triggers can keep food on your mind as well. So that's another reason why food noise might feel really loud. We might get more food noise when we're bored, when we're stressed, when we're anxious, or had a really busy day at work. For example, when we're bored, our brain is looking for something stimulating, and food can be just that, stimulating. When we're stressed or tired, it might be that we think about food more because we need that kind of energy pick-me-up. So we may be used to turning to certain comfort foods, and we learn over time to link certain foods with helping us feel better. Often that is something that gets learnt in childhood or through teenage years. Maybe your parents gave you biscuits or chocolate to cheer you up even. And so you've connected that idea of like biscuits equals comfort and it makes me feel better. And that can be at a very deep subconscious level. So again, this can create more food noise around certain foods when you are feeling a particular way. So some of those negative emotions may bring up more food noise. And the thing is that you may have associated, let's say, those biscuits with making you feel better. You do genuinely get a short-term mood boost when you eat foods like that. That goes back to that hedonic pathway we were talking about earlier. And the issue then becomes, if food becomes your main way of dealing with certain emotions, then that food noise isn't going to go away because you feel certain emotions and then you feel like, oh, I need to eat that particular food. So the food noise lingers and becomes very loud. And this is a learned pattern, but the good news about learned patterns is you can unlearn these as well. I had a client, let's call her Lucy, who noticed that she had a huge spike in food noise around 4 p.m, literally every afternoon. And when we started working together, what she came to be aware of or understand that it wasn't necessarily food she was after, it was that she was having a bit of a kind of a mental dip, an energy crash at that particular time of day. She had a very busy job, and that was the point where, you know, things maybe started to get on top of her. So the food noise was there because in the past she had maybe reached for a bar of chocolate or something to give her that pick-me-up. When she realised what was actually underneath that 4 p.m. food noise overwhelm, she realized that actually going for a walk or getting out of the office, moving herself away from that high stress environment worked much better for her. And she'd do a 10-minute walk around the block or go and do some chair stretches when she was working from home. So something to just get her body moving, which over time meant that that food noise stopped happening at that particular time of day. So just to summarize then, if you are having lots of food noise at the moment, there may be certain things that are going on. Maybe you're restricting, maybe you've got that mental restriction, maybe there is some stress or emotions coming up for you. So it's not necessarily a sign that something's wrong with you. It's perhaps some information that if you understand better what's going on with your relationship with food, you can perhaps calm down some of that food noise. So like I said at the beginning, I have that free food noise quiz, and this can be really helpful in uncovering what's actually going on for you. So I have linked that in the description below. The video that I recommend next is one about the hidden emotional triggers of overeating, kind of links quite nicely to this video that you've just watched. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.